I know you clicked on this video probably expecting me to say something else, but God does not hate you. I don't care what you're going through. I don't care what you've been through. And I don't even care how you feel about yourself and how you feel about God. He does not hate you. And I'm going to read you something from the Bible. And it's from Matthew 5, verse 45. For he maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good. Basically saying he make the sun rise on the evil and the good. And the second part is, and send rain on the just and on the unjust. So he send rain on good people and he send rain on bad people. You might be a very good person and you might feel like, why in the world am I going through this mess? I should be better. There are people that are worse than me that have a better life. That's probably you right now. I know that was me at some point. And the problem was I was naive when I had this mindset. I just didn't really know the Bible that well. But once you actually start reading the Bible, you realize that ain't nothing you going through that God didn't say you was going to go through. He didn't promise you. He didn't promise in the Bible. He did not promise that you will never go through anything. He did not promise, because you live as a good person and you do everything the right way, you will never have trials and tribulations. He never promised that. So why are you tripping? Why are you tripping? Listen, you need to use the Bible and you need to use God to develop a different mindset. Because ultimately, it's your mindset that's going to get you out of the situation that you're in. And I'm going to read you another verse. It says in Luke chapter 8, verse 48, and he said unto her, daughter, be of good comfort, thy faith has made thee whole. Go in peace. There's a word that Jesus, God, the Holy Spirit, they all love, and that's faith. Faith, I'm going to give you guys the dictionary definition of faith, and we're going to talk about it. Faith has a few definitions, and I'm going to read to you based off ChatGPT. I'm going to see what they come with. I'm going to read to you like 2 definitions of faith. So number 1 is the general definition of faith: a strong belief or trust in someone or something, especially without proof. That is the first definition. Now the second definition is complete trust or confidence in a higher power or spiritual truth, often without needing physical evidence. My definition for faith is essentially believing without seeing. Knowing, as a matter of fact, ain't no believing. Knowing without seeing. Knowing that you're going to eat today, despite the fact that you have no money in your pocket. Knowing that you're going to eat today, and God is going to supply you some way, somehow. That's faith. And I think what happens with most people is you're even scared to have faith. I'm talking about, listen, I'll share you stories, man. There are times where I live in New York, so I'm over here looking for parking sometimes, and I'm just like, man, like I pray for parking. Like, I pray that I found. Do you know how much of a struggle it is to like have to walk damn near like, I don't know, 5 blocks, to go to your house or something like that. So I know this is like a minuscule problem, but there's a reason I'm sharing this, is because even a minuscule problem like that, when I'm like, God, I pray I find parking here. Sometimes I'm like, damn, like having faith to find a parking is kind of like, should I even have that? Should I even bother God with something like that? That's exactly how I be feeling. But I do. And I promise you, when I say, nah, this ain't no problem to God, and I have that feeling in my heart that, listen, I'm going to find parking. Somebody just pull out, like it's crazy. Like I'm not even making this thing up, because quite frankly, you can't make it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm like, man, like, well, God, you done did it again. Like, I just can't make it up. How we feel sometimes about ourselves, and we put limits on God that we shouldn't put on God. How you feel about yourself is not how God feels about you, and it's just not how God operates. He said in the Bible himself, he said, listen, my ways are not your ways, my thoughts aren't your thoughts. You need to have stronger faith, and whatever it is that you're going through, it could be a health problem, it could be a financial problem. Those two are like the main ones. Health and financial. I come to realize that humans, those are the really the what humans really struggle to have faith in when when there's a real problem. And then I will consider relationships the third main problem. Change how you feel about yourself. Have faith in even yourself, and have faith in God, and the laws of that govern the universe are just going to attract you to what it is that you want. And I spoke about this uh in an earlier video. You need to make a decision and not have a double mind. Whatever it is that you feel like you need to achieve, or you want to achieve, and you feel like you can't, from this point on, make a decision that you will get to that point. You will get there. Spoiler alert, when you do get there, you're gonna have another goal, by the way. But anyways, when you have that goal, just make a decision that that's going to be, you ain't worried about nothing else. You're not going to worry about nothing else. That's going to be a goal. And whatever. And life does this weird thing where, let's say you make a decision that you're going to get married, you're going to get a wife, you're going to get a husband. Life had this weird thing of putting you down after you make that decision. So, for example, the first 4 or 5 people you go to talk to, you're going to probably get rejected. You know? And it's essentially a test. It happens. I've experienced it with me. Like, when I make a decision, maybe it's just me, I don't know. But what you make a decision to get better, life has a weird way of testing you, to make it sure that you're really serious about it. And if you are, you're not going to let anything stop you. No rejection, not a car or eviction notice, a health problem. You just have to be mentally strong and be spiritually strong as well. This life is a long life, but it's also a short life. You can't waste time doubting yourself and doubting God, because you're always going to remain the same. We have to change. And the first way to change is your belief system. And the second way to change is just making a decision. That's all. That's literally all I have.